And the big shout-out message, and it's very, very clear, is if you vote reform, you get reform. No longer will the argument be, well, we like reform, we like what they stand for, we like some of their people, but to vote for them would be a wasted vote. That is not the case anymore. In fact, in many ways, if you look at the map today, if you look at Scotland, you look at Wales, you look at the whole of the Red Wall, and many other parts of England, if you want a party to be the opposition party to this Labour government, then it's a Conservative vote that would be a wasted vote. It's a Conservative vote that actually would help keep Labour in power. And that is the absolutely fundamental shift of public perception that has happened after May the 1st. Over 40% of people who voted Conservative at the last election actually wanted to vote reform, but didn't do it because they thought it would be a wasted vote. And that has been completely and utterly destroyed as an argument. Now, of course, we have a lot to do now that we're in office, and there is a heavy burden of responsibility on the shoulders of many in this room. And our DOGE unit has now been set up. You'll be hearing much more about that. We firmly established which flags we will and won't fly from council halls, something that is very popular with the public. And we are already beginning to discover excessive wastes of money in local government. But please don't judge us just yet. Some of these leaders were only sworn in as recently as last Friday. But we are on our way. And now, I have to say, they've decided they'll turn their guns on me. And every PMQs now, we see an obscure backbench Labour MP get up and ask the Prime Minister a question. Is it true that the honourable member from Clacton is a complete rotter? To which the PM says, oh, well, of course he supports Putin and wants to abolish the NHS. And I have to sit there, and I've got no means of actually answering back or fighting back in any way at all. Reform really are now the party of working people. This Prime Minister has no connection with working people, no connection with what we used to call working class communities. He doesn't understand what it's like to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go out and work physically hard for the day. He doesn't seem to understand that the tax burden, the cost of living, energy bills have meant that people genuinely have had a lower standard of living quite consistently over the course of the last 10 years. He has absolutely no conception, as part of the North London set, of the genuine damage to community that has been done by mass immigration over the course of the last 25 years. And it was interesting that in his 5 key priorities for government, immigration, whether legal or illegal, wasn't even mentioned. His leadership, frankly, is dismal. It is uninspiring. It is disconnected from real life. It is, in my view, unpatriotic. And now, even opinion polling today suggesting that over half the country thinks his leadership, frankly, is pointless. We built this party around 3 key principles, things that we think need to be fought for and defended, things that we think most people in this country hold the dearest in their hearts. And that is, of course, family, community, and country. And that is why we believe lifting the 2-child cap is the right thing to do. Not because we support a benefits culture, but because we believe for lower paid workers, this actually makes having children just a little bit easier for them. It's not a silver bullet. It doesn't solve all of those problems, but it helps them. Everything he's done in the last 2 weeks has been against our national interest. Everything he's done in the last 2 weeks will be undone by us in government, regardless of what the consequences are. He doesn't understand what national sovereignty is. He's never, ever, ever got over the Brexit result, and he's frankly doing his bit incrementally to reverse it.